So a par by Mickelson at 18 can win it. A bogey, we've got a playoff.
Our motto at the U.S. Open in terms of rules officials is to be conspicuously inconspicuous. And when he hit that shot, the camera guy got me in the picture. And that was clearly not intended.
When he would come into the compound, and the first thing you saw was this big smile. If you had your back turned and you heard the laugh, you knew exactly who it was coming from, and you turned around and there was that smile from Lee.
Lee's laugh is infectious, so it's always fun to be in Lee's company.
He brings just sort of an intrinsic joy to life, and he conveys that to others as well.
He'll laugh at others with that tone, but he'll also laugh at himself, which I've always loved.
You smile when you think about Lee because he's just a good person and he's a gentleman.
He's got to go to a different window to order his food from where his buddies are going. And he's going to a high school and he can't play on the golf team because they won't let a black kid on the golf course. So he goes to track and field, and then he plays later in college. So he just had the stubbornness and the wherewithal. I'm going to fight this, I'm going to do it. I love golf. And he's motivated by that love of the game. They obviously had company golf and outings and tournaments and company events he did well at. So I'm sure it became established, hey, this guy Coble's a pretty good stick. Being a good player is great, that's cool. He won some events, he competed. But I think he wanted more than that from the game. And I think that's really the essence of Lee.
Good afternoon. How are you? What school are you from?
I was in charge of organizing the Hooker Kid on Golf program, and that was my first experience of meeting him when he started coaching and helping out.
I always remember him as the coach with the voice. I would always know where he was, and his players, they always seemed really fierce. Like he instilled this confidence in them. He would just make you feel like just you could do anything.
A lot of the kids, especially the kids coming from challenging circumstances, they need that mentorship. They need that someone just to take the time and say, I care about you, and to show the interest in them. He has really stood out and, of course, still stands out today.
In high school, I applied for the USGA golf scholarship. And he announced my scholarship. I just felt real honored that he would come and do that. It felt great being that this guy who mentored me as a kid came and presented me with this scholarship.
And so he started really at a basic level, hook a kid on golf. And he became involved later with the Virginia State Golf Association. And he climbed to the peak. He's the president, the first African-American president of the Virginia State.
Knowing it was a big moment for the association, he wanted to advance the game and he wanted to build for the future just like he's always done.
I observed him negotiate some difficult situations that we faced at the time he was president. He navigated those issues, led the organization through those issues with integrity, with a sense of optimism.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Doing good.
You ready to practice?
Yeah, I'm ready to
You
practice.
good? Hello, bro. Good to see you. Good to see you too. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
The thing I love about Lee the most is he doesn't tell the young people what they want to hear. He tells them what they need to hear. And that's about honesty. It's about integrity. And he's the perfect guy. And single-handedly, he brings the most value to our athletic department.
If you talk to him about his team, he'll talk about their scoring average in the tournament, but at the same time, he's talking about their GPA. He's committed to the full picture of who the individuals are becoming.
And he runs our academic program. We are looking to see graduates. It's life after the athletic part.
The Joe Dye Award recognizes meritorious service to the game of golf as a volunteer. And the contributions Lee has made to golf, particularly in Virginia, points to why I believe Lee is a worthy recipient.
He was always grateful to be where he is in life, both the golf part of his life, the career that he had, his family. I'll always remember how many times he said thank you to me, which is not what he should be doing. I should be saying thank you to him.
He's given freely and generously of his time over many decades to golfers of all stripes and to the game of golf and to the institutions that support golf.
He works really hard. He promotes the game. He's a volunteer. Award or no award, Lee's going to keep doing the same thing.
I think of Joe Dye as a person of impeccable integrity, a background in the game that was beyond reproach. And I think Lee is very deserving in that regard.
Years ago, I actually met Mr. Dye, and he was just a joy. Professional, a gentleman, always a smile. And I think Mr. Dye would be incredibly proud that Lee Coble is this year's recipient.